What is your take on this decision by the federal government to partner with Germany to supply this amount of natural gas to a different country? I mean, for a country like Nigeria that is, struggling with gas issue. Gas now is about 1,200 kg per kg. For 1 kg, we have over 1,000 naira, which is even more expensive than petrol itself. Is this the same gas we are looking to export, or is it a different kind of gas? Make us understand, Mr. Jimmy. Help us make sense of it.
Okay, it's slightly a different kind of gas because it's going to be a liquefied natural gas, a little cleaner than the one we're using, but it still can be used for domestic cooking and all that. It can be used for that. But mainly, this is a very good deal. I mean, if the processes are put in place correctly, it will definitely boost the economy of Nigeria and also help to extinguish gas flaring completely. It's something that has been on for a long time to stop gas flaring, and this is one of the biggest opportunities for us to invest into it and make sure that we get our gas out at at a good price, and that will give the economy some boost. Definitely, it will do that to the economy.
So you're saying it is the same kind of gas. Now, what is the infrastructure, or what exactly would Germany be doing with this gas? Because I say instead of flaring it, flaring the gas, that's more like letting it out as waste, thereby polluting the environment. They are deciding to export it. Now, exporting it, what would Germany do with this gas that Nigeria cannot utilize? What is that structure they have, or infrastructure, that they possess, that would enable them utilize these natural gases for a different purpose that we cannot achieve? Why can't we achieve that here in Nigeria without having to export it?
Okay. That's very good. That's a very good angle to look at it. Their own commitment to green energy projects in Africa, this is part of it. So what happens is they take this gas, they're investing a lot into us, into Africa, not only Nigeria, but into Africa. But this is one of the leading ways. And for them, they want an environmentally friendly, an environmentally friendly gas to be used everywhere around the world. Cars are going into hybrids, they're using gas and electrics. So they're doing quite a few things. So one of the things for them is that once they take this gas, they will process it and use it for their own clean energy. Also making sure that it's something that their own emission, low on emission. They have a policy that they want to get by 2022 or 2045, there'll be no emission. The goal there, that's their own goal. And part of achieving those goals are getting clean gas from a country that can supply most of its needs. I mean, it's not a lot, but I mean, at least we're going to be supplying almost a certain percentage of the gas needed. And that, for them, it's a good deal.
Amazing. Now, let's look at the angle of the government. Now, do you think, because since this government came into power, since this administration took over power, they have been all about, getting investors, foreign investors to come into Nigeria and all of that. That's probably the idea behind even attending the G20 summit in the first place. Now, do you think the government is doing enough in this regard? And what would this move, do to enhance or, help the economy of Nigeria, so to speak?
Well, this is a very good one, and it has two parts of it, the renewable energy and then the gas. We are going to be giving them gas, and then they will invest in renewable energies, wind farms that are coming up, So definitely it will boost the economy of Nigeria if properly done. I mean, it's attracting almost over $500 billion investment. And the first tranche of gas is expected to go out by 2026, which is really, I mean, that's like, you're looking at almost 2 years from now, which is a good way of, of processing the economy and making sure that we have money coming into, and giving investors, I'm sure they're investors, giving them a safe haven to come into. So if the policies are good and we can start it from now, it's already been signed, and we can work towards it, I'm sure definitely it will help this economy, and it will change the dynamics, and definitely we will then enjoy the proceeds of it as Nigerians as well.
Okay, so the federal government is proposing to supply natural gas to Germany annually. How sustainable do you think that would be? And what impact would that be on our country? Would it further limit the amount of domestic gas we have, thereby making it more expensive, or would it, sort of help our economy in some way? What's your thought?
Our gases are even trapped. Nigeria, from records, have one of the largest gas reserves, exceeding over 200 trillion cubic feet, has been grappled with economic concern linked with gas flaring. So if we can harness all this gas in a proper way, once they put the policy in place, I'm sure there'll be a way. We're going to be giving approximately 50. We process approximately 50 million cubic meter of gas per day. That's still a lot. And if we can extinguish flaring completely, we can divert this gas. We'll have the process. There are a few pipelines that are going on right now. There are a few discussions on them. I hope they come into light. Once they come into light, be able to process those gas pipelines and send them all the way to Germany. And that will really, really help the economy. Indeed.
Now let's look at the transportation of this gas from Nigeria to Germany. What procedure would be required? Would it be that would tankers be utilized, maybe tankers to carry the gas or something, or would they channel it through, neighboring countries and have the gas, like pipes and all of that, and have it run through all the way to Germany? And if that's the case, wouldn't that even incur more problems for Nigeria from other countries, neighboring countries, where this gas would have to move through?
Well, we're not sure of the end of the process, but one of the things we're sure of is that there are a lot of gas pipelines being established right now. Some of them are going through West Africa to Morocco and the rest of them. Some will go into vessels and then they'll be transported from the vessels. Definitely, if the processes are put in place correctly, they will not cause any harm to us. It's the same way we do crude oil. We sell crude oil to other parts of the world. We'll just export the gases in those ways, and that would be okay for us to sell to other countries, especially I know of the West African gas pipeline, which is one of the biggest projects that are. Its execution is still ongoing. Obviously, there are a few final investment decisions to be made. But as soon as it's done, with this in place now and with this deal signed, I'm sure the government would enforce that these things are done correctly, and then we move the gas out safely and then profitably.
All right. So now let's go to the issue of gas flaring. This seems to be a challenge with regards to environmental pollution. How do you think we can, minimalize, so to speak, this gas flaring issue? How do we minimize it and make sure that it doesn't become a menace, and it doesn't become detrimental? Because indeed, this emissions are actually detrimental to the health of humans. So what can the government do, or what can Nigerians do to ensure that gas flaring is, reduced to the barest minimum?
Well, I think most of the multinationals and the IOCs are working towards that. Gas flaring is, I'm sure there are laws and policies that guide gas flaring right now, and it's obviously reducing to the minimal. But I'm sure with this investment, we will have no other way than to extinguish gas flaring almost completely, because it's not going to be allowed, and the gas is going to be put into use for other purposes, which is one of the purposes is this exporting of it to Germany and a few other neighboring countries that would be useful for. So definitely the IOCs and the oil and gas companies will definitely look into better ways, and maybe government can then enforce better policies to make sure that this is done according to an environmentally friendly manner, so that everybody sticks to the rule. They're just rules. I mean, and they will have to follow them. We'll have to find better ways of processing them rather than flaring them. And I'm sure it's top on the government agenda. I am sure about that, because nobody wants, everybody is moving away from flaring, and because of its environmental pollution effects, everybody is moving away from there. So I'm sure the government will be on top of this to be able to put policies in place that would make sure that it's done correctly.
What can Nigerians take home from all of this? What is the impact of this partnership? And how long do you think it would take before Nigerians start to feel the impact? Because cooking gas is one of the major ways, sources of or mode or methods of cooking. That's what most Nigerians use in cooking. And how would this partnership help Nigerians to, to have better lives, basically, and not spend so much on cooking gas?
Okay. Definitely, it's not going to be. I mean, obviously, it's not going to start as easy as it is. But what will happen when we start to harness the benefits of it, So what will happen is over time, over the years to come, then gas might be a little cheaper, will become cheaper for us in Nigeria than because we're already processing it. So what will happen is, because this project has this investment has two parts, we'll also benefit from the renewable energy to be able to get power into other rural areas. So definitely it will be of great benefit to Nigeria in the long term. In the short term, it may be a bit difficult, because once we stop the gas flaring completely, then gas will become a little expensive, but then it will even out, and then we'll be able to get it at a reasonable cost in the long term. But in the short term, there'll be a bit of discomfort. What we'll definitely need to do and hope is that the government plays their own part correctly, and then we'll be able to see the rewards at the end of it. In not too far to come, definitely we'll see the rewards, because once the gas is going out into export, then our own internal ones will be able to come down to a reasonable price where people can buy it. And there's obviously the deregulation in the market will make it easy for you to buy gas at different prices and at lower prices come years to come.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Jimmy. We would have to let you go now, but if you have final thoughts you would like to share with us, let's hear it before you go.
Good. I think it's a good move, and I think if supported by the arms of government and the multinationals, definitely we'll be able to get this out in good time, as proposed by government for 2026. And with the good policies in place, I think it'll be a successful journey for us, and it'll be a boost to the economy, because there are other areas that we can harness and be making the economy move forward and making livelihood better for everybody in Nigeria.